legislation. And Texas is one of those states. The law takes effect this Sunday.
Many Texas children and their parents will see some other big changes starting on Sunday. That's when new child abuse laws go in the books. Channel 8's Carol Nealand reports the legislation is intended to protect children from both physical and mental abuse.
Texas has been called a haven for people who don't pay their child support. Only half of the children entitled to money from their divorced dads or moms are actually getting any, and only about 1/4 of the kids are getting the full amount. It's gotten better since the state authorized garnishment of wages to get the money from delinquent parents, but even that has required additional court proceedings with the usual attorney's fees. Not so beginning Sunday, when wage garnishment becomes a routine part of every divorce decree where child support is granted. After Sunday, any divorced parent who gets as much as a month behind on his child support will find it automatically taken out of his paycheck.
I think if the child doesn't have enough money for food, clothing, shelter, education, medical attention, well then I think that's child abuse, just as physical as hitting the child.
Attorney General Jim Maddox says to take advantage of the new law, parents with custody of children need to let the court know if the other parent gets behind in payments. An increase in the cost of a marriage license from $7.50 to $25 will also benefit children in that the money will be going into a fund to prevent child abuse. Child care facilities and people who babysit children in their homes will be asked to pay a $35 registration fee too. That money will go toward training for child care workers. Those workers will be subject to criminal background checks for the first time also, beginning September 1st. Two more changes will benefit poor children. There's more money for better medical care for some newborns from low-income families, and children on welfare will see an increase in their monthly payments from $53 to $57. Many are saying the legislators did more for children this last session than they ever have. Carol Nealand, Channel 8 News in Austin.
And the state capitol building will be getting an overhaul, starting at the top. Governor Mark White today launched a drive to raise money for that restoration, beginning with the Goddess of Liberty statue at the top of the Capitol Dome. Public school students will get the first chance to help by contributing to Bring a Quarter for Goddess Day.
Just as the nation's children came to the rescue of the Statue of Liberty, so will Texas school children participate in a statewide Bring a Quarter for the Goddess Day on September the 9th.
The goddess has been standing up there in the sun, the wind, and the rain for 97 years, so a few wrinkles and age cracks are to be expected. The entire Capitol renovation project will take millions of dollars. Governor White is hoping all Texans will help in the fundraising effort. Stand a little rain, whether it's on the goddess or on us, for that matter.
Well, I'm sorry, but the goddess appears to be in for another sunny weekend, as do we. Although this Hurricane Elena will be bad news for the eastern Gulf Coast, it's probably going to be no news for us, and we'll talk about our chances for weather in just a moment.
There are hundreds of furniture bargains here at Levitt's Labor Day weekend sale. Like this posture-rest bedding for only $88 each piece. Great price, $88 for twin size, but what about full size? Only $88 each piece. You're kidding. How about queen size? Only $88. And don't tell me king size. King size is only $88 too. That's unbelievable. Believe it, but hurry. Levitt's Labor Day week sale ends Monday.
You'll love it at Levitt's.
It's that time of year again. Time to save on back-to-school supplies at Target. Like 40-page spiral notebooks, 17 cents apiece. Floppy disks, $12.99 for a box of 10. 5-subject notebooks, 88 cents each. Also, Casio calculators, pocket and prong portfolios, Uniball and razor point pens, Crayola crayons, Canon typewriters, typing paper, colored pencils, Scotch tape, construction paper, erasable markers, 12-inch rulers, Commodore computers, scissors, compasses, Bic pens, erasers, notebooks, filler paper, polybinders, Crayola markers, Casio calculators. Target's got everything you need for going back to school, and then some. Target, your back-to-school headquarters.
Get better looking and better reading every week. Get TV Guide on sale now.
The facts, the fun, the one TV Guide.
Well, let's examine what we have going on here tonight. Here's the way the satellite picture looked earlier in the evening, and we'll run this sequence of frames during the evening. We'll pick up some movement here from the Hurricane Elena circulation. It's 300 miles southeast of New Orleans. It's moving northwest, but it's tending to turn a little bit more toward the north, and the likely landfall for the center is going to be between Biloxi and Pensacola, maybe between Biloxi and Panama City. Anyway, on the eastern Gulf Coast, in that big resort area where it's beginning to be Labor Day weekend, and it's going to be a bad news Labor Day weekend for them. The circulation would have to come around the top before it gets to the western side. That means if it's going to be New Orleans for you this weekend, go ahead and go. It may rain some tomorrow. After that, it'll be all right. And as far as Texas is concerned, let's run the satellite frames again. And what we'll see is a little bit of a decrease in cloudiness along the Texas coast. This has not really had anything to do with the Elena circulation. It's been a bit of a tropical wave. It's made it rain for 3 days now along the Gulf Coast. Well, let's move in on our part of the country and see what things look like now as we examine Texas a little more closely. Some showers linger from Houston westward to around Austin, but not for us. The winds will turn a little bit more northeast and southeast as the Elena approaches land. That'll just keep us from getting any hotter. It'll be about as it was today for the next several days, for the foreseeable future, shall we say. All right, temperatures, 83 at 10 o'clock, about where we were last night. And tomorrow morning will be about as it was this morning, around 70. Pleasant for a while in the morning before it gets hot. 83 now, 43% humidity, barometer 3002, rising wind southeast at 6, and no rain. Today's high, 96. The low was 70. They're the norms and the records, and the air quality readings for today were just about where they were yesterday in Dallas, but good in Fort Worth, an improvement there, less ozone. The pollen, City of Dallas pollen counter broke down again. Hopefully we'll have one tomorrow before we get into the holiday weekend. Around the country today, the high temperatures, they were held down in the southeast because of shower activity from Elena moving onshore here. In the 90s across a large section all the way up into the Dakotas, but once again over 100 only in the desert southwest. Now tonight, here's the way the thing shapes up. Here's the broad picture of the storm Elena coming in toward the Gulf Coast. And you can see how the strong side is coming in here with the rain and the tides, which may be as much as 10 to 12 feet above normal. 90 mile per hour winds now, maybe 100 miles an hour tomorrow. Now let's take a look at the temperatures, and there they are currently around the country. Tomorrow morning for us, low will be about 70. The rain will be way off to the east. By the middle of the day tomorrow, we'll be up to about 87 with sunshine. And tomorrow afternoon's high should be about 96. With some shower activity lingering on the Texas coast, it should begin to improve during the weekend. Day after tomorrow, then for Saturday, 72 morning, 95 afternoon. And to recap that forecast for you for Dallas-Fort Worth, fair tonight, 70, partly sunny, 96 tomorrow. About 95 with sunshine on Saturday and Sunday. And for Labor Day itself, it'll be partly sunny and 96. Tuesday, we can toss in another partly sunny.